Hello and welcome back to Tacoma. We have changed our area. We are now in Sarah's domain, the medic. So let's start by listening to this conversation and seeing what's what.
We'll see you over in Mac, as soon as everything's wrapped up here.
Alright, good speed.
Let's have a look what Nat's saying here. Message with Odin. Isn't having more data available to the pilot desirable? Yeah, but the raw nav data is formatted for the Zenith AI's use, not ours, I imagine. Bert's going to need to be able to use this stuff in real time while she's at the controls, so something navigation code itself interpret the data and display its recommendation for optimal manual inputs to the pilot. Something expose the raw data for cross-reference if needed, yes. I understand. I will prepare a Vision 2.212 of the manual drone navigation control software and something. Oh wait, emergency in effect. Okay, so... Oh right, okay. I was wondering when this happened, but 2 days ago. That's good to know. So, yeah, this is after the collision has occurred. Message with Evie. No, it's okay, don't worry about it. But I just wanted to say that I think you're a really good station admin, and no matter how I acted, I want you to know not going to let you down. That's very sweet, Nat. I appreciate it. I need to go see you on the other side. This user is offline. So, I wonder what Nat did to annoy Evie then. Interesting. Interesting. Failed and failed. Okay. So, let me just scroll back a moment and see.
Good speed.
Okay, so she's heading in there.
Did I do the...
Missed it. To all crew. To everyone left awake on Tacoma Station, I've added a tracking widget to all crew desktops. It displays a pretty accurate estimate of how much breathable air remains on the station. Following the algae bloom and following the algae bloom and Evie and Clive going into cryo, that counter should give you a pretty good idea of how much oxygen you have left. Just keep an eye on it and don't die. Wow, my reading tanked during that. Okay. Must try harder, note to self. So, Evie and Clive have gone into cryo. I don't know if that means cryo area or cryo sleep. Probably cryo sleep if they're not using as much. If their being there means they're not using the air, then they're probably in cryo sleep now. That's good. Message with Nat. Hey ladies, your scans look good. You're cleared for cryo. If, God forbid, something into the pods, attaching same standard instructions I sent along to Evie and Clive. A guide. So, what to do? Scan you and determine appropriate regimen of fluids, dosage of diuretics and laxatives, and given time for your body to react to them before entering cryosleep. Medical staff will guide you as you enter the device. If the cryogenic facilities at your location are in microgravity, they'll have special training. So I guess this is how they're attempting to survive with what's gone on with the station. Irreparable damage, 50 hours left and no contact available, so they have decided they all just have to go cryo themselves up, I imagine. Failed and failed. How dare you. Let's just have a brief look around here before we continue on with that. Handle station, of course. Imaging. AR bioscan procedure. Remove stuff from your pockets, lie on the bed, remain still. Interesting. Oh, here's the kitty. Hey, kitty. Recent body scan records. I imagine we will get that passcode. Oh, hello? Okay. I jumped slightly there, but turns out that it's a medical skeleton, which makes perfect sense. Not an actual skeleton. Okay. Let's continue on.
Did I do the right thing?
In what regard?
Does Nat deserve to know what her odds are if
Oh,
she ends
dear.
up going into cryo?
I believe that you have made a decision with both Roberta and Natalie's best
Oh.
interests at heart.
Above all, do no harm. If we do make it out of this thing, Nat's going to have to find out I didn't tell her everything at some point.
I believe that is a bridge to be crossed at a later date. Andrew is here for his exam.
Oh, send him in. So you showed up for your exam.
I did.
So does that mean you've decided to...
What's gonna happen to us, Sarah?
What? Well, Bert and Nat are going to fix up the drone with life support, and then we're...
No. I mean, what if things don't work out? And we're still stuck in...
Then it's super bad times and have fun waking up in like 10,000 years when someone
Well,
finds you.
when you go into stabilizing sleep, it feels just like any other sleep, really. The body effectively goes into a controlled hypothermic coma.
Do you dream?
Sometimes. Sometimes very intense dreams.
And then what?
After a certain amount of time, your body slows down too much. Things start shutting down.
It doesn't hurt.
No.
Do you think Bert and Nat can get it done?
I do.
Then I'll just have to trust your professional opinion and do my part. It's been good working with you, Doc. I'm ready for my exam.
Okay. So he's a bit wary of this cryosleep thing. It sounds like you don't actually have an infinite amount of time. I was assuming you would, but it sounds like after too long in cryosleep, you die anyway, which is not the best. What's this? I'm okay, thank you. Feb 20th. Honestly, most of the pain has faded, but I can't say that I don't still feel guilty. It's just duller than it used to be, but it's still there all the time. Odin says this counts as grief, even though I never knew the patient when he was alive. I don't know how doctors deal with this. A lot of them have to, don't they? Most of them? So, somebody died. Oh, what's that? Key. Supply locker. I wonder if I actually have to carry this with me. Where would a supply locker be? Not in here, apparently. Around here, that's already... and this isn't... I will leave it on this bed. And if I find a supply locker, I will know what to do. Is this her personal quarters? Oh, medical office, okay. Let's have a look at the desk. This is her. Lovely stuff. Bioscan record pin updated. Thank you for updating your records access code. Please enter a code reminder phrase for your future reference. Reminder phrase, graduation. Okay. Is her graduation on here? The graduation date? There's the license issue date. Huh. Let's see what this last thing is, but that might be it. Oh. Go away. Renewal options. Contractor Hasmadi. We would like to remind you that while your posting contract on Lunar Transfer Station Tacoma is currently up for renewal, there would be many more posting options open to you if you were to accept personal responsibility for the incident of September 2nd, 2085 upon the Fountain of Paradise. As you know, the court case has been settled, so there would be no further negative impact on you, and your opportunities within Venturis would be significantly improved. I'll take the renewal, thanks. Okay, so something went wrong on the Fountain of Paradise. Court case has been settled, so she either was found not guilty or had to pay, I imagine. Doesn't seem like she went to prison. I doubt she'd still be working here. But they still want her to accept personal responsibility. Maybe, I imagine what happened is that Venturis as the company were found liable rather than her herself. And they don't like the public image, so they want her to admit personal responsibility for what happened, so they can publicly say, hey, look, she's admitted it. And then as a bonus for her doing that, they'll give her other career opportunities. They can't fire her for not doing it, because that'd be pretty illegal, but they won't promote her, essentially, I think is what's going on here. So, Venturis are a bunch of dicks, basically. Let's try the graduation, I assume, would be the same as the license issue date. Let's try 0204 and then 2082. Let's hope my memory works here. 0204 I've already forgotten it. 0204 2082. 0204. Oh, 204. Nope. 2082. That's a strong no. Never mind then. Okay. So let's whiz this back
What happened to us, Sarah?
and follow this guy back out here.
Is Sarah ready?
Okay, so he's just coming from there.
Odin is.
Okay, what have we got? Message with Odin. Information you requested. While Ventura strives to ensure the safety of each of its contractors, occasionally accidents do happen. Wow, that's just so positive. Transport of remains and funeral arrangements are paid for by Venturis. Okay, so he was getting really nervous, essentially, because of all this stuff going down. He wants to know what Venturis will do if he dies. Loyalty and any additional Venturis accident insurance that the contractor has invested in are immediately transferred to the specified beneficiary. Compound loyalty continues to accrue. Stay safe up there and don't die. It's everyone's jobs to keep contractors and employees safe. More about this loyalty system. Prepping for cryo from Evie. Dear crew, I would rather not be writing this. Clive and I are going into cryo. Not why I wish I weren't signing these words, it is because, above all, I believe in this crew and I wish I could be there to see you succeed in this. We have the right people to make our plan a reality. We will breathe fresh air again. We will see our families again. We will feel the Earth's pull again together. For now, Clive and I will do our part and settle into cryo. Soon, Andrew will join us. Sarah, Bert and Nat, we're all counting on you. Couldn't be in better hands with love and gratitude, Evie and Clive. Okay, so I guess they're the ones that aren't needed, really. So they're heading in, and then everyone else will come later. And Andrew will be next up, and then Sarah, Bert and Nat are fixing something. Okay, to Nicholas. Dear Mark and Nicholas, I don't know how to say this, but we're kind of stuffed. Accident on the station. If you're reading this, we weren't able to survive it. Ah, this is a last resort email. And I'm sorry, Nicholas. I'm sorry I won't be there to see you grow up to be the amazing man I already see you becoming. Mark, I'm sorry I won't be there to hold your hand as we grow old together. But, something, don't forget me. Know that I loved you more than I'm... Know that I loved you more than I'm sorry... Odin, I can't do this right now. I'll finish this later. Stop dictation. Ah, okay. So he's speaking, not typing. No, confused me for a moment, but he didn't send it. He stopped it. Station message with Roberta. The drone was never meant to support human life. There's no air supply system, no onboard controls at all. There's not enough radiation shielding for human passengers. And I'm just going to have to figure out where to scavenge all that stuff from Tacoma in a way that won't break the station. And I hope that I can retrofit the drone to support human life long enough for me to manually pilot the 6 of us from Tacoma to the moon. So I really need to get back to it. Sorry. Thanks for buying us a few more hours of oxygen with that algae thing, Andrew. Okay. So this is the drone that they're trying to repair. So I guess they're trying to fly everyone out of Tacoma and to the moon. That sounds very risky. Okay, let's continue on.
I will tell her that you are here.
Okay, and then he heads in. Fantastic. Right, let's have a look over here. Medical storage. Ah, hello, guys. What have we got over here? Secure medical storage. Physician access only. Ah, okay. That's what the key's for. So we actually saw one of these earlier, but I didn't notice a key earlier. But that must be what it was for, but it was just like under someone's bed, so I doubt it was that important. So I'm fine with missing that, I guess. This seems like it could be a bigger deal. Haha! Genius! What have we got in here? Venturius settles with family of spaceport victim. Following a lengthy independent investigation and court case, the Venturius Corporation has reached a settlement with the family of Jaden Jeremiah Pratt, who died during surgery for a fractured femur following an accident aboard the Fountain of Paradise. Okay, so this is what happened with Sarah before. As part of the settlement's terms, the value of the settlement was undisclosed. As part of the settlement's terms, Venturius admitted no wrongdoing in the death of Mr. Pratt. However, significant public relations damage was already done by the incident. While OCEP's independent investigation was inconclusive, the attending surgeon at the time, Dr. Sarah Hasmadi, testified during multiple hearings that fault lay not in human error but in the faulty judgment of Venturius's medical AI HEKA. Okay. Following these claims and the lack of refutation by OCEP's investigation, investor confidence in the reliability of Venturius's AI offerings declined sharply and hasn't fully recovered since Dr. Asmadi was transferred off of the Fountain of Paradise spaceport shortly after the hearings began. Mr. Pratt was a popular travel and food writer, bringing his death and the subsequent hearing surrounding it added attention from the public. Both the Venturius Corporation and Mr. Pratt's family declined to comment for this story. Okay, so that's mostly what I already surmised earlier. But it wasn't that she was blaming the company, like, in themselves. It was that she was blaming the medical AI that had faulty judgment, which caused this man to die. And it hasn't been refuted by the company doing the independent investigation. And so Venturius is trying to get her to refute her own statement and say it was her own fault, and they're not going to allow any promotions or anything unless she does that. So her career with Venturius is kind of stuffed, and I believe she was talking earlier about getting out of Venturius, and honestly that is probably the best thing for her to do. I would absolutely agree, if she survives this, that is. Anything in the bucket? No. Okay. Let's whiz these guys back.
Okay, Sarah. We'll see you over in Mac.
Alright, good speed. Once more into the breach. What?
I don't know. I'm just thinking about how Evie and Clive are already in deep freeze.
Hold on, I never read this. Healthy contractor reminders. Quarterly medical bioscan. Okay, it's nothing important, never mind.
Did you read the message they sent?
Yeah. Why are we going into the supply closet?
I got to talk to them a little bit right before Sarah took them down to cryo, and Evie was being so encouraging. They're putting all their faith in us, but...
But what?
Right before they turned to go, just for a second, they look so worried.
Well, wouldn't you be?
Maybe.
The clock is ticking, and I just keep thinking, what if the last time they saw each other is the last time they'll ever see each other?
Don't think about that.
How can I? How can you not think about it?
So, you know the concept of partitioning from early century computing?
Yeah, I think so.
So, you have a data drive. Maybe one partition was your operating system, and the other one was like general data storage. And maybe you'd partition part of the drive off to contain something that might be unstable, that you otherwise kind of, wanted not to interfere with anything else. There are certain things that are gonna help us get this done, but some things, they need to be partitioned off. Because thinking about them isn't gonna help us.
But...
Is she saying that they're going to have to turn off life support for them to save themselves? Potentially?
Thinking about us, at least, aren't you?
Yeah. And when I do let myself start thinking about how there's a possibility this is the last of our time together too,
Matt?
then I start thinking we should really make the most of it.
Okay, I think I was totally wrong there. I'm going to go ahead and retract my statement. I thought she was thinking maliciously. She was, in fact, just thinking of having sex. So, fair enough. Can't really deny them that in this situation. Let's head down here. Ah, this is her personal quarters, Sarah's personal quarters. 3 months ago. Let's recover that. In memory of JJ. Oh, this is the guy who she was unable to save. He has 2.4 million followers. Man. So she's actually fully sort of torturing herself over this. Oof. That's heavy stuff. Message with Odin. Unfortunately, the information you have requested is defined as classified by Venturis, so I'm unable to transmit it to you. I wish I could. I'm sorry, Sarah. It's okay. You don't have to apologize. I know you have your rules that you have to follow. I wonder if Nat could get at it. I cannot prevent you from approaching Natalie about this issue. I can advise you that doing so would violate the terms of her security clearance. Fair enough. Egg a Day Odyssey to the Stars. Oh, it's more from JJ Pratt. It's his posts that he's made. Excited that he's making his first ever trip up a space elevator. Going to be incredible. Spend a day in Spaceport City first. One last egg a day. Man, I feel so bad for her. It's clearly not her fault. Message with Nat. No on another facility. Like if she was malfunctioning or if there had been anything wrong with her that people might not have known about. I could try looking in VT's tech error ticket backlogs for any hits. Okay, Fountain of Paradise Medical AI about 3 years ago. She really wants to prove that it wasn't her fault because she's super upset about it, obviously. Okay, so she was just lying there and reading that. Oh, wow. Okay. Right, anything else to see in here? Gum, what's this? Chocolate? No? Okay. I guess we can't pick that up. I guess that's chocolate. Box. She's got a cheeky cold. Lovely stuff. And did I already open this? Oh, right. It's just a... Yeah, of course. Of course. Okay, nice. Let's head back up this way. I believe that's this sector fully looked at. So we will head back through here. And in the next part, we will head to botany. So I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And yeah, we'll see you next time.